Hey guys. Here you go, some Palo Santo. For purity, clarity, and just to cleanse in the air, you know? It's always good to clean your air. I wanted to kind of discuss, and I don't know why, like right now, I'm catching anxiety. I don't know if one of you guys are having anxiety or not, but for some reason, I'm shaking inside a little bit, which is weird. It just happened now. So somebody just logged in who's either catching anxiety or is going to, because I barely catch anxiety. That's like mild for me. And really, there's no bad vibes or anything today, so I'm feeling one of you guys. I don't know why, but this song kind of sounds extraterrestrial to me, or like the never-ending story or something. That's what I think of when I hear this. This is the New Age channel, which I'm always saying on DirecTV. If you have DirecTV, it's channel 856. Taps you in, and just, I don't know, for some reason when I hear this channel, it reminds me of the things I need to do with soul work. So it's a little chilly. I got the fan on. But let me lower it so I can continue to talk, which I'm good at. But yes, one thing I want to teach people is that spiritual services or metaphysical services or healing services like Reiki or cell generation or changing DNA stuff, that's a big deal. Okay, this is not like some just drastic person putting their hands 2 inches from your body and doing this and charging you $2,000. Like, that's not the case. Okay, they are basically transmuting and mutating and healing you, and this is a big deal. Like, we as spiritualists and people who offer services do things that doctors can't do. Okay, we basically try to fix the inside of you. Yeah, doctors can do surgery on your organs and stuff, but can they do surgery on your soul? I doubt it very much. Okay, so we're basically the ones that do soul work. We heal the soul. We guide the soul if it's lost. We help you let go of trauma or bitter vibrations that do not make you feel good, like anger, sadness, things like that. Not only do we do this, we also get backlash for it as well while we're doing this service for you. We either get drained out for a couple days, we become very antisocial and locked in our own little space for a couple days. We have to do a whole ritual of cleansing so that our energies are not really meshing together. Because, you always have to protect your energy. You don't know who you're doing services for. So we always have to do some kind of protection ritual or protection baths or, stuff like this, because your energy still has residue. When we're connecting with your energy, we have that residue. It's like beings. If you have like your guardians or your guides or angels or whatever visiting you, they tend to leave a little residue behind in your area where you saw them. Okay? They'll be gone, but their residue is there, so you can still kind of feel their presence, even if they're not in the room with you. Okay? It's the same with regular souls and energy projecting out those souls. It doesn't go away right away unless you cleanse yourself. It's like how you have long shifts at work every day, and you come home to unwind and take a bath and cleanse the day off of you, the drama you have for the day. It's the same thing with the spiritualists who offer services. Now, another thing I want to talk about is the fact that services is not easy to offer. When we're growing and awakening, a lot of times one of our worst enemies is self-doubt. Okay? So a lot of times when we first start doing services, we're nervous. We want to give you guys the best service ever. But if we have self-doubt, it tends to ruin the experience for the person that is maybe having their first reading. There's a lot of people out there that never got a reading before, but they're intrigued and they want one. They're just scared to find out what they're going to find out. A lot of times when you offer readings to people who are not fully educated or in tune with this profession, the first thing they think is you're going to tell them how they're going to die, how short their lifespan is, and all of this, and it puts fear into them. That's not the case with these services. We're not here to tell you how you're going to die, what age you're going to die, any of that. That happens when the universe decides to let it happen. We don't even know this. Even as a seer, I don't know this. I could tell you you'll die of a heart attack, but tomorrow you could cross the street without looking and get hit by a bus. So that we don't really do. What we do with our readings is we're telling you what the situation is present, or what to be careful with present, and how to avoid certain things present. Okay? Which a lot of people need. Some people think, oh, that's the same shit a therapist does. No, they don't, because a lot of times psychologists, sometimes counselors, or therapists, they're just sitting there listening to you do all the talking. There's no communication. There's no bonding. There's no trust. There's nothing. You're just talking to a complete stranger about how effed up your life is. And they're judging you on a piece of paper. It's not like that with spiritualists or empaths or intuitive counselors, spiritual counselors, Reiki healers, none of that, okay? What we're actually doing is we want to know what the issue is, what the root of the issue is, what the trigger is, and how to avoid that trigger or that root, or how to change it the way you want it, okay? That's what we do. We're kind of like your conscious, your awakened conscious. We are your physical guide. A lot of people who are legitimately doing this business or have been doing this for a very, very long time, and either use it as a way to inspire or teach people or even just heal people. I know so many of us, I have like 5,000 friends, and say if all 5,000 of you were spiritualists, 4,500 of you are offering tarot card readings or oracle card readings or tea leaf readings. And it's amazing because there's all types of readings. For example, everybody offers what they're good at. I'm a seer, so I do seer readings. Seer readings don't involve any tools except a picture, okay? All I need is a recent selfie of you or whoever you're trying to read, and I can tell you every single thing about that soul. Its update, its chakra blockages, what it needs to work on, what its attachments are, what age it is, how many lives it lived, what their future purpose is, their life purpose is. We all have a different life purpose, but in the bigger picture of things, our life purpose involves making Earth a better place, or at least evolving our species the right way. So no matter what your career or your job is, and you feel that's your purpose because you're helping people, you're still making an impact on your earth, okay? Spiritualists and people who offer services, real services, because we do have a lot of scam artists there. We have a lot of scam artists in every profession. You have a lot of corrupted lawyers. You have a lot of corrupted doctors. You have a lot of corrupted cops. You have a lot of corrupted government, Congress, all of this stuff. It's the same in our community too. We have a lot of people who want to be a title so bad to fit in that they offer services, but they don't realize how much damage they're doing to a person who is desperate and coming for guidance or help. And it's kind of a dangerous field this field you can't pretend in. Okay, yeah, you probably could get far with it, but you're not going to get too far with it because the first time I'm going to be honest, this is the only path I know that if somebody is doing fraud or scam, the whole community bashes them. They expose that business. They let them know, like, this person, I paid $200 for this and I never received it, or, things like that. And it's letting other spiritualists know, be careful with this person. This person's not a professional. This person doesn't know what they're doing. Things like that. Like I said, a lot of people use witchcraft or being a witch as a trend, And it's not a trend, it's a way of life. Most of us witches are born this way. It's in our bloodline. Either our parents worked with herbs, or did magic, or did spells, or our ancestors did. So, really, to pretend to be something that naturally flows in most of our blood is kind of like obvious, okay? Services, I feel like these services are super important for everyone. So I feel like everybody should try to at least do some kind of soul service. Like I said, either counseling, spiritual counseling, or maybe just classes to learn how to unleash your inner self and be the god or goddess you are, and learn to be positive and change your vibrations and manifest. Maybe spell work if that's what you're into. Things like that. Take some classes from somebody who is on a knowledgeable level about it, okay? Workshops also are pretty cool. A lot of us spiritualists offer workshops. I offer workshops. Workshops are like maybe an hour long. It's like $40. You learn to either do charm bags, or you learn to do manifestation spells, or you learn to meditate properly, or chakra work, maybe making your own sun catchers, your own dream catchers. It's kind of like a cool arts and craft section where you learn to do your own magical stuff, and you don't have to buy it from other witches. Okay? I'm gonna be honest. A lot of witches charge a lot of money for their services or whatever it is they're making. And I can understand why. It takes a lot of time away from real life, real jobs, real family, like your kids, because you're making stuff. But at the same time, some people overcharge. And it's more like, okay, well, you're paying for the products they bought, but you're also like paying for other things that you don't even know. Like, for example, I don't think it's fair for certain spiritualists to sell small crystals for $200-$300. It's a crystal, a small one. Like, I can understand if it was a chunk or something like that, but you're selling crystals that I can find right like an hour away from my house in a mining business, and you're selling it for $200 or $300. To me, that's a ripoff. You need to learn how to shop smart, even with spiritualists. Okay, you need to learn to save your money. But at the same time, realize that these are small businesses. These are people that you respect and that have to pay bills, or, feed their children. Or maybe they're trying to save the money for something so much more that actually impacts you in the future. Some spiritualists open up foundations, charities. Some like me want to open up off-grid spiritual communities, like, in temples and cosmic temples that are universal and coexistent. And we have big dreams. And a lot of times our big dreams come with a price that is like mind blowing. Like, you got to be Denzel Washington to make this shit happen. Like, so the little bit of money that we do charge, we're trying to be fair. And this is me personally talking about me. Like I said, a lot of times people have a bad experience. But I try to charge where it's fair for you guys and it's not expensive. Like, some witches will think I'm expensive, and I'm like, if you knew the power I vibrate and the pricing I charge, it ain't shit. I don't make nothing out of what I'm charging. $25 here for an hour reading, when most people are charging $1 a minute, which is what I'm actually capable of charging. But I don't. Because I know if you want 60 minutes, then that's $60. And sometimes you have, not from me personally, but sometimes like you walk out of these readings and stuff, and you have more questions than answers. You're not supposed to walk out of a reading or a soul update or a session with more questions than answers. And it's mostly about yourself. Like, you shouldn't be more confused about yourself than when you first went into that service. Okay? Like I said, 80% of spiritualists or psychics offer card readings. I am done with cards. To me, that was my beginning stage. It taught me what I needed to know, things like that. I still collect them, but I don't really use them unless I'm doing like a card of the day for you guys, or a message for the year or, stuff like that. But I don't really need them in my services. Like I said, all I need is a selfie of you, a recent selfie. Don't give me something from 1995 and shit. Because your aura was totally different back then. So I need an updated picture. I basically, once I get the picture, I just start writing everything down. You got questions, you ask later, afterwards, after all the information. Most of the time, when I'm done reading the pictures, they don't have questions because their question was part of what I just read. So it goes easy and smooth. I also offer teddy bears with spells in them. This one right here is Lily. She's mine. Okay? And she has crystals on her. I had to put my friend's wire wrap crystal on her neck because it was too short for mine. I cut it a little too short. So, my bear, she's like a success bear. So she has the little dollar signs on her hand. But this one is mine. The ones that I do make for people tend to be like regular teddy bears that you can't tell. And then I open the inside of them and I shove crystals and herbs and the affirmation and your full name or whoever the bear is for. And basically it's a blessing bear. You can use it for children who are having night terrors or nightmares, maybe to boost abilities for your child or yourself. You can use them for, like I said, my husband Mike, like he takes his bear everywhere. This one is not one of those bears. This is just one of my bears. I have 3 bears left. Like I said, they do wonders for kids, especially. Unless you're a big-ass adult that likes teddy bears, like myself. They work for you as well. My son Julius is obsessed with his bear. Mike is obsessed with his bears. He has 2 of them, which he bought off me. One was personally mine, and he fell in love with it, so he bought it off me. But what they do is they're money bears. So he takes them on all his travels. He'll either take the boy one or the girl one. They both have the same intention, but one is stronger than the other, comparing on what you're trying to accomplish. Like if he has a meeting where he has to earn lots of money for his business or whatever, he'll take the boy bear to the office, but he'll take the girl bear to another country when he's traveling. So it works wonders. It makes his flights, he winds up getting promoted to first class. It goes smoothly. He travels everywhere. Jamaica, the UK, wherever for work. And those bears are like his blessing. So they work amazing. Okay. I basically bless them for 3 days. And, they have candle work, herb work in them. They have an affirmation or a little chant. They have a sigil. And, sometimes on the sigil, I'll put the color candle intention, and I'll put 3 drops of wax on it, fold it 3 times, put it inside the bear. Okay? Amazing. Bears are awesome. I do spell kits for people who want to attempt to do their own spells. If you're a newbie, you have to let me know when you buy a spell kit so that I can break down the instructions easier. Also, you gotta be serious when you buy spell kits from me. You can't just buy spell kits and think it's a joke and like them, because you're really going to screw up the intention. So if you're buying spell kits just to play around or see if shit works, I'm gonna tell you right now, spells could go either way. They can go good or bad, and you don't really know which way it's going because it all depends on how the universe is responding to your request. So you have to let me know, like, where in your magic you are in so I know how to make the kit appropriate for you. If you're a newbie, like I said, I break down the instructions more. You get littler amounts of things because, like I said, if you're putting too much of something, it can actually turn the whole spell around. So with newbies, I'm careful with their kits. If you're not a newbie or you're experienced or you've been in this for years, you get a different set of kits. The kits are actually custom made. I let you pick what size candle you want, what size amount of herbs you want. Do you want a talisman or an amulet or not? You know, things like that. So those kits are custom made. They're manifestation kits. You don't have to chant. You don't have to walk around in a circle naked or cast a circle or nothing. You just follow the instructions on what to mix together when, light your candle, and do a meditation for about 1 hour while that candle is burning on your visualization and your desire. Simple as that. Spells can be very easy if you let them. So I sell different sizes. I have the small box, I have the medium box, and I have the huge box, which is basically buying the ingredients in bulk so that you can maybe do more than one spell with the same ingredients because you have more. So spell kits, they're pretty awesome too. Like I said, I do them for all religion. If you are a Christian and you want a blessing and you don't want to call it a spell because it's bad, but in all reality, it is a spell. I can make that also customized for specifically Jesus Christ. I know his energy. I work with his energy. So it's pretty easy to put together. If you're the type wanting angel kits, I sell angel kits. Certain angels, certain archangels, Michael, Raphael, Metatron, whatever is your guide or your guardian or whatever angel you work with, I can customize them for that. I also do demon kits if you work with demons. But those, like I said, those are only for experts or people who are experienced. You don't want to screw with a demon if you're new. But yeah, like I said, for every level, I make something that boosts or helps your gifts continue or your practice continue. My dream is to basically create this big, I have a lot of dreams, and I know they're all going to fit together one day. But my dream is to open up a universal spiritual shop where if you're Christian, Muslim, whatever, and you need tools for your path or your practice, that's the shop to go to. Because at the end of it all, I want to see Christians, Muslims, Wiccans, everyone, Jewish, I want to see everybody in one place buying what they need. Coexisting under one roof. Just for a moment, you guys are all in the same place. That's my vision. So, basically the coexisting without realizing they're coexisting. But yeah, that's my main dream. So, a lot of the services I offer, the money is going away for that and for the temple and for the off-grid community and, all of this I want to do. Because I also, like I said, when the money's coming right, then I'm opening also sanctuaries for the homeless and abused children. The spiritual community is going to have rescued animals, like foxes, little miniature horses. I can't do big animals. I can't do horses. They're a lot of work. They're a lot of responsibility. And this community, I want it to be small, but not so small where it's like on 1 acre and you're trying to fit all these animals and all these spiritualists on it. I want at least 11 acres or more, so we can rescue animals that are being screwed over or punished. Ducks, goats, sheeps, rabbits, foxes, things like that. Not to just to take care of and love and let them be one with us. You know what I mean? That's my dream. I want to find rescued animals and have them as our spiritual family because they deserve it just like we do. I also offer teas. I make certain teas and some I get from a vendor. I have a third eye psychic tea, which I bought from a vendor, and she's like a witch, 25 plus years. So she doesn't really tell me what herb she puts in, but I know I tried it, and then she went, I swear, I was able to see everything. It's really strong. It's really good. The scents I get from it, there is kind of like a lemongrass in there. It's a mixture of herbs that are also good for your body. Okay, so if you have allergies and stuff, maybe dig deeper into what is in psychic teas, and maybe I could dig deeper for you. If you don't have allergies to herbs or whatever, I recommend you try it. It's amazing. I also have Buddha third eye tea that I also sell, and I have a vendor for, straight from Thailand. Also, I make healing teas. I make protection teas. I make depression teas. What's the other one? Insomnia teas. Things like that. I do my research before I make them for you, of course. If you are allergic to things, you have to let me know so I cannot put those in your teas when I make my personal teas. And I'm not trying to kill nobody. I'm trying to heal people. You know what I mean? So you gotta let me in on this stuff. If you're allergic to like eucalyptus and I put eucalyptus in your tea, I don't need you dropping dead on me. Okay? So let me know this stuff. Most of my services is customized to what makes the client happy. Because the client should be happy. They're the one paying. Correct? I know I'm one. When I go into a business, I like to be respected since I'm the one paying. So I try to give that best as I can to my clients. Also, my clients that come for readings, it tends to be every 3 to 6 months that they come up for an update, because 3 to 6 months, your aura could change, your dreams can change, your desires can change, your feelings can change. So it's always good to go after an update. Another thing is that I recommend for you guys, because I care about y'all and I don't want y'all getting freaking screwed, is don't jump from psychic to psychic to psychic to psychic just to save money on a reading or things like that, because we all get different messages and we all see things differently, and you don't really know the intention behind the psychics that you're hiring to tap into your energy. I feel like when you hire a psychic or a spiritual counselor or anything like that, it should be someone that you can trust, because you are basically allowing them to be in your personal space and in your private life. Okay? So it should be someone you trust. Don't just let everybody in on what's going on in your life, because a lot of people that do this don't care. They'll act like they care. They don't. One thing I try to do with my business and my services is when I have a client, I like to become friends with them. I like to get to know them. I like to let them get to know me. What my intention is, what my agenda is. I'm a mother. I'm Puerto Rican and Irish. I'm this and this and that. We get to know each other and we become friends. Most of my friends on here that are always like writing like, compliments and stuff, and I appreciate it. You know what I mean? I really do. But a lot of them were clients that are constantly rooting for me, and I'm rooting for them. And I'm like the weirdest teacher, I'm gonna be honest, because I also offer my classes. And they have payment plans. My classes are a lifetime long. They're not a certain time for a big price. They're actually a lifetime long. Like, okay, I'll offer you straight up knowledge, research, homework for 3 months. After those 3 months, I'm just your guide. Whatever you're going through in your path, because basically I'm teaching you to create your own path, right? To find yourself. Know what it is that makes you happy and in peace. Who are you? Who's your soul? Where does it come from? You know what I mean? That is a lifetime lesson. That's not 3 months, 6 months, 7 months, 8 months. Like, a lot of people offer classes and it's a short month and then they're like, all right, go on your own. But this is something that is a lifetime. So when I teach my classes, I don't only like educate you on the obvious stuff that we can easily find. We have websites and stuff that we know where to go to get certain knowledges that other people don't know how to find. But also I'm kind of your mentor, your conscience, until you say, you know what, I got this. And then I step more and more back. And then whenever you need me, hit me up. I'm Jimmy the Cricket. That's what my intention is with my classes. Not only am I trying to teach you, I'm also creating a family. Because us as witches and spiritualists, when we first find ourselves, we're alone. We feel alone. We feel like nobody understands us, nobody gets us, people call us crazy, things like that. So when someone's coming to you for classes, they're going through that same struggle and battle you went through when you started. They need somebody. So that's when I become from teacher to mentor to conscious. Okay? So I do offer classes for that. You learn meditation, you learn chakras, you learn herbs, you learn crystals, you learn about your abilities and how to strengthen them. It's crazy though. I'm gonna be honest. The people that I have taught are even stronger than me. Now, they're stronger than me. And I'm happy about that. You know what I mean? You should always try to teach your students to be a better master than you. So that when they teach people, they teach them to be stronger, and the next generation's just getting stronger. That's what you're supposed to do. It's not about selfishness or, things like that. Like, one of my students knows how to trap demons and clean her space, like, in a whole new level that I didn't even think of, and things like that. And I'm like, wow. Like, that's amazing. You know what I mean? And I'm proud of her. And then, I have another student who, my boyfriend, I made him learn the witchcraft exorcism in Latin. Like, he knows Latin. I don't. It's crazy. I push them to learn things that even I don't know, so that they can extend in the world and do what they're supposed to do what their purpose is. They have amazing abilities. Let me tell you, when you learn to unleash your abilities, and they don't stop, they continuously grow. You wind up having numerous abilities. For real. Sometimes all you need is somebody to point in the direction. Because there's so many different directions you can go in. And if somebody's the wise one, or which is a witch is basically someone who's wise, to point you to that direction, then you can do that path on your own. That's what a teacher is. A teacher is someone who doesn't teach you what to look at. They just tell you where to look, and you see it yourself. A teacher is supposed to be someone who teaches you to become the teacher, never to just stay the student, if that makes sense. A master creates a master, not a follower. So if you are taking classes with someone who doesn't make you feel that way, or you just feel like their intention's not good, or there's something about them that maybe the agenda's wrong, trust yourself. I say that in every video. Always trust your soul. Trust what you're receiving. There's a reason you're receiving that. And don't just trust anybody that says, oh, I'm this, oh, I'm that. To be in your personal energy. Your energy is sacred. You can't just let anybody in it. You wouldn't just let anybody in your bed. Think of your soul as your bed. That's all I'm saying. So be careful where you get your services from. I do have a page. The link is on the bottom or the top of this video. All you gotta do is click on it. And then when you go to services, it shows you everything that's on there. I still have to add services. I just got ordained, so I'm allowed to marry people. I'm now a spiritual counselor. I have that certification. And I'm also a seer. I have that certification. I'm also working on my hypnosis so I can learn to be a hypnotist. Maybe I can hypnotize myself to quit smoking, or help people. It's okay. Help people heal their soul wounds or their traumas and stuff, to let go. What's that?
How far is Sandy Springs from here?
Sandy Springs is about 30 minutes away. You might have to go on 400 for it.
Never mind.
But, Phoenix, chill. But all I'm saying is be careful who you go to your services for. I also do house blessings. If you're local, of course. Unless you're gonna pay for my plane ticket because you specifically want me to do your house blessing, then I'll go do your house. But I do local, Georgia, Atlanta, area. If you need a house blessing, I also do baby blessings. If you have newborns, I make them a special bracelet. Of course, it has to have the evil eye on it because you don't want anybody trying to put negative energy into your newborn baby. And then you pray over them and you put holy water on their head. It's kind of like how a priest does it, but sorry, I don't trust priests. And basically you seal the baby's aura with protection. You basically can also enhance the baby's attachment, their guides, their guardian angel. You can enhance that, okay? It's all about intention. I don't do exorcisms yet. I can do small ones, but I can do major ones. Like if you got poltergeist or paranormal activity 2 in your house, I might need some time learning that. I know what their weaknesses are and stuff like that, but I haven't gained enough confidence to actually do a full-blown exorcism on someone. I'm one to admit that. I'm not gonna bite off more than I can chew. What else do I do? Tea bags, charm bags, spell kits, teddy bears, classes, workshops, spiritual counseling. I do that too. That's a monthly payment. For as long as you need me. No contracts. No, oh, you gotta see me for a whole year and pay me for. Screw that. This ain't a phone company. You use me as long as you need me. When you feel like you're healed from a certain trauma or situation, when you feel you need a shoulder to cry on any time, any day, I'm there, okay? As an empath, I could put myself in your shoes. I could put myself in your situation. Even if I've never experienced it personally, I have the ability to transfer what you're going through into myself and be the one struggling with it. That's just natural. So spiritual counseling to me is a big deal. We need more of it. We need less psychologists and more spiritual counselors, because a lot of the illnesses or mental illnesses we're dealing with are more on a spiritual aspect of things that you just need to fix. Okay? I feel like depression you can heal if you want to. I feel like anxiety you can heal if you want to. Like, spiritual counseling can help you with this stuff. Spiritual counseling, we're not drugging you up. And sadly, that's probably why psychologists make some money, because a lot of people are so broken going to the psychologist, they're hoping to get meds. They're hoping to numb it. You know what I mean? But it's a deeper problem than that. Going to a psychologist to numb yourself with meds is just numbing you, but it's still there. The issue's still there. You just don't feel it for, an hour? That's it. With spiritual counseling, we dig deeper into it. We expose it. We not embrace it, but we learn to see it in a different angle than how you are seeing it, that is affecting your emotions, and you learn to face that. And then when you face it, you learn to let it go. I help people let go. People don't know how to let go. People don't know how to let go of loved ones that died. People don't know how to let go of relationships. People don't know how to let go of the fact that they've been molested. People don't know how to let go of the fact that they've been caught up in a racial issue, or they're not accepted because they're gay, or, things like that. And I'm the one that reassures them that they are a god and goddess, and it doesn't matter what other people think, and they have to illuminate that every single day. That's what my spiritual counseling is. Enhancing what you are, what your worth is, letting you know what your worth is. Because sometimes we forget. When we are treated a certain way, or we're constantly going through situations, we start to feel like shit. And with the spiritual counselor, we're always trying to encourage you. We're like the spirit guide that's saying, hey, wake up. Who cares what people think? Get your shit done. Be productive. Keep doing what you gotta do. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. We're the ones cheering you on. We're like your personal trainer, but for your soul. That's what a spiritual counselor is. Like I said, if they're just dismissing you and letting you deal with it on your own, and you leave with more questions than answers, and that's a person that doesn't want to actually, their intention's not to heal you. It's just to collect your money so that it's in their bank account and hear your issues because they're a good listener. But they're not fully putting themselves in that situation. If that was them, what would they do in that situation? A lot of spiritualists and things like that, they don't do that because they don't want to. They feel like, ew, I don't want your energy on me. Like, I'll help you, but I don't want that on me, or I don't want to deal with it. Not the right person to trust your soul with. Your soul, like I said, it's sacred. That thing lives on forever, Why would you want somebody to screw that up? So, spiritual counseling is a big deal. And I think that if you have something that you can't get over, or something that you feel stuck in, or something that's just eating at you, or your brain, or you just feel lost, or you just feel like you have nobody to understand you or talk to you, spiritual counseling is the way to go. It's not as expensive as a psychologist. Psychologists charge $300 an hour. That's why most of them take insurance. So a spiritual counselor, they'll charge you what, $60 a session? Or if you're doing a monthly thing like I am, because I feel like when you let go of things, it takes time. You can't just say, all right, I'm letting you go, and then the next day it's still going to be in the subconscious. So I do monthly plans. Like, give me 30 days to at least help you let go of this situation. There might be a new situation coming, and I can help you with that situation. We have a situation or a challenge or drama at least once a month. Does anybody ever notice that? It's either you can't pay a bill, you're fighting with your friend, you got problems with your sister or your brother. You know, it's always something. Every month there's always something. So if you have somebody there that you can always vent to and they can give you advice on an awakened level, how to handle it like a god or goddess, why not have that? Really. We all need it. Sometimes we need to see things from another person's aspect that maybe is just looking from the outside, they're looking in, you know what I mean? Because they see something you don't. So I highly recommend, if you do have something you're battling or you're lost or you need to, deal with something, do spiritual counseling. Okay? Do it. If you need, if you're the type that needs, little sessions here and there, we do that. Or if you're the type that knows you need it for a while, we do one payment monthly, and it's not going to be like you're paying your phone bill or your car or your rent. Ridiculous prices, I mean. It's like, what, $100? $100 a month. And like I said, when you're done, you can easily just walk away and stop. So, the reason that we charge, let me remind you guys again, for our services is because we are taking away time from our life to help mold or help you heal yours. That takes energy. That takes mind work. That takes manifesting. That takes a thought process, thinking about a solution, helping you come up with a solution. Not getting attached emotionally. Like when people say, some of us spiritualists, when people tell us their story, I went through a miscarriage and my husband cheated and now he got AIDS, and you're like, some people you just want to break down for them when you hear how their life is going. And sometimes they need someone to get it. They need someone to hear them out. They need someone to feel what they're feeling so that, they don't feel alone. It goes deeper than just hearing someone's issues and writing it down and then drugging them for it. So, that's my opinion. Truly it is. And I'm one to be blunt. So, if you want a blunt spiritual counselor, I suggest someone like me who's been through the hood and back and, is an old ass soul and seen it all. And I'm not saying personally me, but get someone who's open and bluntly honest. You don't need somebody always sugarcoating your crap. Like it's a commercial or something, Also, do workshops if you're trying to learn how to wire up, how to work with chakras, how to do spell kits or spell bags, or how to do a spell. We offer workshops. We do. I also marry people. So if you need a minister or clergy or anything like that, I'll marry you. We offer a lot of things. We're very multi-talented. You know what I mean? I make oils for everything and they work incredibly. And I'm not just saying that because, I make them. I'm saying that because people have told me they worked amazingly. People have bought love oil and now are getting married. People have bought fertility oils and now are pregnant. My shit works. I don't know what it is. It's just my energy. I'm Taino and Avalonian, so I have 2 different types of magic in my blood. So sometimes just whipping ingredients together, it happens. It just happens. You know what I mean? That's why I think it's also important to learn what your roots are. What is your culture? And how far down can you dig into that culture, into your ancestors? Then you know what you're naturally good at. Really. It's that simple. And don't go to no Ancestry.com or DNA.com. You're just giving the feds your freaking DNA. Even though they probably already got it anyway, but you know what I mean. If you commit a crime, they're coming for you. You could do it as simple as asking your own family questions. Ask your mom about her parents. What were they into? What memories does she remember? You know, if your grandmother's still alive, ask her about her parents. This is how you can learn from people who lived it. You know what I mean? Best way to do it. So, learn your roots. And if you're going to services for spiritual services of any kind, make sure you trust the person. I always say follow them a little while on their social media and stuff before you decide. Some people like it brutal. Some people like it sugar-coated. You know, that's up to y'all. That's up to y'all. It all depends what you can handle. You know what I mean? And not only do us spiritualists and people who do sessions, healing sessions, we don't only tell you what you can do or what the options are if you do this or this, and this is what's going to be the result of it. But we also like to encourage you. We also like you to remember that you are in God's image, that you're a warrior, that you got this. That's what we do. We're motivational speakers at the same time. We're supposed to be. We're supposed to give people hope. We're working with the soul, right? So amp up the hope and faith inside the soul. You know, the same way that, like, you know, your farm factories inject your chickens with steroids. Inject the soul with hope and faith. That's what we're supposed to do. So if you are a spiritual counselor, if you're whatever, actually connect with your patients or your clients or your customers or whatever you call them. I call them clients because customers to me is like a store. And when someone is exposing their soul to you, that's not a store. That's a big deal. You know what I mean? And learn to be careful who you trust with your energy or your money or your time. Like I said, feel them out for a while before you decide. Look through their timeline. Look at their newsfeed. I'm going to let you know, don't always trust, and this is for a lot of businesses, not just spiritualists, don't always trust the reviews. You know why? Because most likely, they left the good ones up and deleted the bad ones. Okay? I've only had one bad feedback I've been doing this since when? In 5 years I've been doing this. And the only reason I got the bad feedback was because her reading was 4 hours long and she only paid me $20 for it. And it wasn't supposed to be that long. I just kept being nice and extending. And then I told her, listen, 4 hours long, that could have made me $150. And instead, you paid me $20. So, are we done? Because the whole 4 hours, we're talking about the same shit that I gave her solutions for. So that was my bad feedback. Because I didn't extend it to 24 hours long or, you know, shit like that. If you want 24 hours long of spiritual services, you got to be able to have that amount also. I do deals. I do giveaways. If you recommend someone to me and they say your name while they're reading that you sent them, you get a free reading from me. A lot of people don't even know that because a lot of times I don't mention it. I don't advertise or nothing. When I feel that I'm feeling like my goddess self and my power is top notch on fleek, then I'll advertise. But I don't always advertise it. If you know me well enough, you know what I can offer you. You know what I'm capable of. So, I don't advertise. And I'm not a big fan of doing strangers too much. Like random strangers messaging me. Unless they tell me what their issue is and what they need help with. But a lot of times I get people that act like a damsel in distress just to get to know me. Because I look good in my picture. Now, this is a legit business. This is a service. This is the Cosmic Emporium. That means anything cosmic, spiritual, metaphysic, Even physical issues. A lot of times is manipulated by your universe and vibes and energy and all of this. And sometimes we need to learn to, change those little ripples that we let out. If people knew how powerful words, thoughts, and actions were to not just the people, but to the universe, they would be more careful what they say, think, and do. And sometimes people need to be taught the most simple things. In all reality, they do. You know what I mean? I also do rituals for people, but I'm very strict with my rituals. And they can be pretty pricey because, like I said, now I'm dedicating my energy and probably screwing up my ripples to help your blessing happen. I'm probably screwing up my karma to help your ripples happen. So, rituals, I don't do give me my ex back. I don't do anything that takes away someone's free will. Don't tell me to make someone fall in love with you, a specific person. It ain't happening. No matter how much I do it, they're going to end up hating you because that's going to be your karma. What else? I can do banishment spells of beings and people if you want to let people go. I can do that. I can do healing spells. I can do protection spells. I can do spirit enhancement spells. I can do guide spells. I can do, anything. You need a freaking spell to win a court case? I got that shit for you. There's no such spells as turning someone into a frog or a goat. I'm getting tired of the DMs of people asking me, can I make them a mermaid? This ain't no damn Tom and Jerry. This ain't no cartoon. Okay? Scientifically, you ain't gonna be a mermaid. You'll probably get some symptoms like you'll like water or, you could hold your breath longer, but you ain't gonna be no damn mermaid. Sometimes people need a reality check. They got us all mixed up with the whole way media got us. Like we could turn people into frogs and we got a big ass wart on our nose and all of this stuff. It ain't nothing like that. People are going to come up to you with stupid questions. It's going to happen. It just, you know what? All you can do is laugh it off. I actually had somebody once DM me if I could make their penis bigger. I'm like, yeah, it's called the cock pump. Buy it on eBay. There you go. Voila. There's your spell work. You know what I mean? Like, come on. We do things in a deeper level. It's not a joke to us. It's not bullshit. We put our souls out there in the open to help other people. And like I said, a lot of times we run into bad apples, but you learn. Why do you think I don't do shit for free no more? You know how many people sucked me dry of my energy because it was free? I can offer a free reading right now and watch there be like 195 comments. But as soon as I start charging, there's like 2. This is the society we live in. People are willing to not give what they're receiving. They'll like suck on you like leeches. Each person writing on the free reading is a leech. That's what it feels like. It's like, okay, you don't want me to eat. You don't want my kids to eat. You don't want my bills paid. You don't want a roof under my head. None of that. It's really messed up how society works. Do a little experiment. Offer something free. And then maybe a week later, put that shit up for like $10. Watch the difference. Even spiritualists do it too. They go for like what's free and stuff. You know that most people that give away shit for free, you don't even know if their energy is nasty on it. Think about it. Things that are free, you can't expect them to be like acting like they're worth millions of dollars when you got it for free. People don't just give good quality shit away for free. I'm sorry, but if it's free, it's probably shit. That's all I'm saying. You get what you pay for, and that's in every service in the world. Mechanic, hairstylist, barber, tattoo artist, piercer, freaking makeup artist. You get what you pay for. So if somebody's offering you like a 2-hour reading for $3, you better bet that person's brand new. Because a real, legit person who's been doing this for a long time knows what comes out of us when we do these. The tapping in and the channeling. It's a lot of work. It's not just, you're wearing red. Like, yeah, it looks that easy, and it is that easy for somebody that is a seer. Psychics have to tap in a little more harder. A lot of times they have to burn their incense or light their candles or get themselves going, you know? But a seer, I can easily see. Somebody right here is wearing a red shirt and some jeans. White Nikes. I don't know whoever's watching. But you see what I mean? It just comes to the brain and out the mouth. And that's natural for me. But it's not like that for everyone. Okay? Not everybody has that ability. Not everybody can say, you okay? I smell sickness coming on you. You smell like you're going to get a flu soon. And a week later, they had the flu. Like, not everybody has that gift. Everybody's gifts are different. So when you are going to someone for services or business or anything like that, make sure you trust the person's abilities. Make sure you follow what they're writing and what they're saying and, you know, things like that. Like, I try to keep balance. I'm a realist. I'm blunt. But I'm also a spiritualist that can empower you. Okay? I just tell you how it is and the truth about what you're capable of doing. Because like I said, we forget sometimes. We forget what we're capable of doing as souls that create and are here on the physical plane. So, spiritual counseling, like I said, highly, highly recommended if you have blockages, issues that you can't get over, you can't let go, you can't forgive, any of those, go to a spiritual counselor because they know how to help you deteriorate that blockage. Okay? And make sure you go to one that's affordable because, like I said, a lot of spiritualists and shit overcharge. They overcharge for things. Ask them, why is it this much? Is there something special on it? Did you bless it? Did you put, you know, like, shop smart when you're shopping from a witch or a spiritualist. Because like I said, a lot of people think this is a trend and it's not a way of life. So they try to like say they're good at this or good at that just because they want to fit into something that seems like it's loving. And this path is loving. Best people on earth are spiritualists. Best people on earth are witches. Best people on earth are empaths. Because we can feel, you know what I mean? It's just, we're here because we unconditionally care about shit. We unconditionally care about the vibes on earth. We unconditionally care about making sure everyone is finding their inner peace. And everybody is coexisting. And everybody realizes they come from the same damn source, your universe, which is drastically big. Okay? Try to think of the universe as a pizza, and all of us are different toppings. We're still on the pizza. Doesn't matter what topping we are. And spiritualists and people who offer counseling or just soul work in general, they can help you realize that. Or just even simply remind you of it if you know but you forgot. We help you see the bigger picture of the picture you're already seeing. And I feel like soul work is the most important because if your soul's broken, your physical is going to feel it too. Your physical is going to act out on it too. Your brain's going to be all screwed up. You don't know what to believe, what it's telling you. You become a hot mess. Some people commit suicide for that. Some people commit crimes for that. Some people commit murder for that. They don't know how to shut it up. Spiritual counseling could have saved them. Realizing what's around them, the truth. You can tell someone the truth and not offend them. All I'm saying is highly recommended. It's better than, like I said, a psychologist, a therapist, whatever. You're just throwing money away on somebody who doesn't give a shit about you and judges you on a paper and most likely wants to numb you. Instead of taking anti-anxiety meds and depression, take valerian root. Voila, that's my diagnosis for you. Take that. Natural herb that calms you down, relaxes you, even helps you sleep. You don't need to take these antidepressants. I know what it's like to be on antidepressants. They make you like a zombie. You're like an extra on The Walking Dead. It's not needed. It's not good to not feel, you know? We gotta learn to feel our emotions. And I'm not even practicing what I preach with this because I'm one to numb my emotions so I can continue to help others with their emotions. Actually, helping others with their emotions helps heal mine a little bit. That's the way I heal, by healing others. So, all I'm saying is make sure the people you go to services for you trust, because you don't know what kind of energy they're putting on the items or whatever you're buying. Make sure you know them or get to know them or observe them. Like I said, there's a lot of scam artists in every profession. And don't try to jump from one psychic to another because just to save yourself money, because it's going to confuse you more. That's all I'm saying. You're not trying to get more confused. You're trying to figure out life. Remember that, okay? So, like I said, my link is below or above, wherever Facebook decides to put it, because they're always changing. And all you got to do is click on there if you want a reading. The prices are on my services. I got other services. Like I said, I'm a minister now too, so I can marry. I also do counseling, spiritual counseling. I have a little bit of psychology education behind me. I went to school for it before I had babies. I didn't get to complete it, but I learned a lot about it. And just being an awakened starseed soul, it has helped me a lot learn what the brain is and how to calm it down and stuff. You know what I mean? We got ingredients and chemicals and all that flowing through the brain. And sometimes it's more than on one side than the other. And, depression can come in and all of that. So I understand how the brain works, and I'm very fascinated with the brain. It's actually one of the things I'm obsessed with on the human body. It's a turn on to me if it's strong and it's knowledgeable and, being worked out all the time. So, like I said, everything comes to my brain and out my mouth. And as an empath, I can feel what your struggle is if you tell me what your struggle is. So if you need counseling, spiritual counseling, if you're planning a wedding and you don't have a minister to marry you, I also do that. I do house blessings. I do baby blessings for newborn babies. Manifestation teddy bears, spell kits customized to your level of practice and what your intention is behind it. Like I said, if you're an expert and all that, or if you want it in bulk, I do sell big spell kits in bulk. Okay, so you'll get pretty decent amount regular size Ziploc bags of herbs, candles, instructions, talisman or amulet, sigils, things like this. Comes with those spell kits. Readings, I do like 3 or 4 different kinds. I do the seer reading with the pictures, which is the most popular one. It's $25 for about 45 minutes to an hour. I do mediumship readings. Those are my actually toughest ones because your loved ones never leave. They chill with me for 24 hours. So that one's my most expensive one. It's about $70. I also do card readings if that's what you prefer. Okay, if you're the type that wants like 7 cards for the week, 9 cards, 12 cards, one for each month. The yearly readings, I do those. That's about $45. And there's another type of reading I do. I do pendulum readings also. I love my pendulum. A lot of times you don't even have to ask the question out loud. You can ask it in your head and I'll answer you. It's a pretty good citrine pendulum. It's like the best one I've had so far. What else? Oh, scrying. I do scrying. Crystal ball right there. All activated, ready to go. I do scrying sessions also. Those can be about $30, depending on how long you want it. Okay, because some people, like I said, it'll be $30 for like an hour, and they'll try to stretch their reading for about 4 or 5 hours. So I'm really, really strict on prices and timing for the fact that, like I said, people will always try to mooch off of you or find a way to get sympathy from you and all of that. But when you give it to them, they don't appreciate the service. It's just a way of them getting a freebie. So if you do own a business, I suggest having policies. Have policies to protect yourself and to protect your business. I say do not service anyone under 18 without a parent's permission. God forbid you serve a 16-year-old and their parents find out, they can sue you. Okay? So try to get permission if it's underage, or, things like that. I also do offer, which I didn't put in my services yet, I offer kids classes too for little children. Certain age, of course, because when they're toddlers, they can't understand. But the ages are like between 5 to about 13. And it's just the little steps to understanding the elements, how important Earth is, the fact that she's a living energy. They do their own little dream pillows and charm bags, things like that, and what energies are protection and what stones to use, and basically introducing pagan or Wiccan or just spiritual children into this path. That's what I do, and I do not swear when I'm talking to children, so don't worry about that. But I offer that too because, like I said, a lot of us, we don't know how to, we're still learning every day about ourselves, that it's hard to teach little ones about themselves because we're still in the process of learning for ourselves. I can give you pointers, tips, all of that stuff. If you are a witch and a mom, or a witch and a dad, or, things like that, and you need advice on how to calm your kid down, how to maybe quiet their anxiety, things like that, I have pointers, tips, and all of that stuff too. I also do nutritional tips and nutritional info. What foods heal what foods strengthen what organs. You want your hair to grow, this is what you use. You got to get rid of pimples, this is what you use. You want softer skin, this is what you use. All natural stuff, okay? None of that pro-medicine cheating. I call medicines like that cheating. It's like the easy way, Instead of just ingesting a stronger diet, exercising, drinking lots of water. That stuff's hard work. Sometimes people want to cheat, but they don't realize that it benefits them so much in the future, okay? It does. It makes you live longer, and you'll be like 97 years old looking in your 30s. We all want that, don't we? Natural food does that for you. So I do give nutritional tips. I also do have tips for people who want to lose weight because I'm skinny as hell. And I didn't want it this way. The goddess made me that way. So I know how to actually help you lose weight with certain herbs and tools and foods and, slick ways to do things. One tip that I can let y'all know that helps is dancing. If you dance a lot, twerk it around, move it around, move your hips around, dance, go crazy. It does help burn calories. It makes you sweat. So when you sweat, you're detoxing all the toxins in your body. And to top it off, you're burning off fat. Try belly dancing. Try Zumba. Yesterday I did Zumba. That thing kicked my ass. I couldn't even finish the class. I was out of breath. So dancing does help a lot. Okay? What else? Teas. I make teas. I make potions. Healing potions. I make like natural stuff. Natural things. Natural bath melts and shower melts. Natural herbal coconut oils. Like things like that. Like if you want coconut rose, I can make coconut rose for the skin, for the hair. You can make coconut oil for everything. It's not only for cooking or ingesting. It's also for skin. It's also for hair. It helps a lot of things. It helps wrinkles. It helps tighten the skin where it looks like you got Botox. It helps a lot of things. I also sell ingredients, herbs. You need certain herbs. Jasmine, rose, eucalyptus, chamomile. I can get them for you. Okay? Wands, I can get them for you. Pendulums, I can make them for you. Or get them for you. Depending on what you want. So, whatever it is you're looking for, I can get it for you. Or I can find a way to get it for you. Okay? So, that's basically what the Emporium is. The Cosmic Emporium. You need crosses, you need extra Bibles, you need whatever it is you need for your path. I can try and get it for you. Or I can make it for you. Either or. I have a lot of people that I connect with in different, places of the world. And I have a lot of good vendors. for raw crystals, for, things like that. So I got connections. That's all I'm saying to you. So if you don't have a spiritualist or a psychic or a healer or anything for your soul, I suggest you get one. Someone who can make you understand what your struggle is, what the moon phase is, and why your life's so damn chaotic, okay? And so forth and so forth. Trust me, we see shit that regular therapists, counselors, and psychologists can't see. Okay? We see the actual struggle and how exhausted your soul is and what your soul needs to be recharged and healthy and happy. We're all trying to find happiness. And a spiritual counselor or a guider or a mentor or whatever can help you do that. Okay? Remember, don't always trust anybody. Don't trust anybody in your energy. Observe people. Learn about them first before you trust them in your energy field. Because like I said in the beginning, if you won't let everyone in your bed, you shouldn't let everyone in your aura either. Okay? Love you guys.